like what were you getting ready to do? What were you getting ready to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what play were you getting ready to call? What business plan do you have in place? What were you getting ready to do that it matters on who's in that White House? I got to know. At these brothers. Man, I think that the day after elections should be a national holiday, man. And I say it should be a national holiday, man, strictly so that people can decompress. I think it should be a national holiday, man, simply so that people that don't even play that game can sit back and just observe and just observe the people that do play the game. Because this morning, man, I got on TikTok, and I don't get on TikTok much at all, man. I got on TikTok, man, and bro, I've been laughing, man, for at least an hour at the things I hear. Seeing how people are so upset. Seeing how people are so worked up about President Trump getting elected, right? And let me say this first. Let me state my position first. Like, if y'all have been watching this channel long enough, I can respect and appreciate people that are into politics. Trust me, somebody has to do it. But Soul doesn't play that game. Like, I really don't have any static with either one of the people that were running. I have no problem with Kamala. In my book, she has to be, you know, she might have some funny ways. I don't know. I'm sure people can pick something out about her. But in my eyes, she has to be an amazing woman to be in the White House, to be somewhat successful in politics. I mean, regardless of how she got there, or if she should be there, she's there. So she's done something right to get there, right? And y'all can say she's done all this stuff. Keep out. I don't care, right? And at the same time, I can look at Trump. And I can say, man, Trump's a very savvy businessman. He's been president before. I know a lot of people say he's this, he's that, he's out, you know, and he may be. I don't care. But I don't have any static with him. You know, he hasn't done anything to me. So I look at both candidates as equal, right? To be honest, I'm sure we could have all picked out 100 different people in the country that were better fit. So it's like that right there alone should let everybody know that, man, this game is not really a game. Like, let's not even go there, right? But this is my thing, right? This is my thing, man. Like, this is my question for y'all. Regardless of who's in the White House, right? How will your life change? Okay, President Trump has won the election. So for the next 4 years, how will your life change? Even looking backwards, Biden and Kamala been in the White House for, I'm not sure if he was in there for 4 years or did he do 8? I can't remember. But regardless if he did 4 or 8, how did your life change? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people be tripping on who's in the White House, when really who's in the White House has very little to do with you. Very little to do with your success, your well-being. And I'm sure that each side of the fence, I'm sure that there is something you can stand on, right? Whether it's something like gun laws or whether it's something like women's rights, and I get that. I'm not saying that each one isn't really pulling for one cause or the other. But at the end of the day, how is it affecting your life? Because a lot of the stuff that y'all are standing on, it don't even apply to you. A lot of y'all be fighting for gun rights and don't even want to own a gun or won't even pull it if you need to. A lot of y'all be fighting for women's rights, but aren't even trying to have children. It's like why are y'all getting caught up in this system when you have to understand that regardless of who's in there, even if an independent with whoever's in the White House, whatever race they are, whatever culture they come from, whatever religious belief they have, whatever side of the fence they're on, whether they're Republican or Democrat, you're still the product. Like, you're still the product. And I'm asking, like, how will your life change? Now that Trump is in there, now that Biden was in there, how will your life change? Like, what did you plan on doing to be affected by who's in the White House? Like, were you finna put a man on the moon or something? Were you finna start some Fortune 500 company? What will you getting ready to do, or what do you have in place that depends on who's in the White House? How does your success depend on that? Because a lot of y'all gonna do the same shit for the next 4 years that you did for the last 4 years. Ain't nothing gonna change. You still gonna wake up every single day and scroll the gram, scroll the book. You still gonna be on the hub. You still gonna be chasing the same raggedy ass women. You still gonna be drinking the same ragged ass malt liquor. Nothing's gonna change. And I'm talking to a lot of y'all sisters too. Because a lot of y'all sisters are the one I see getting worked up on who's in the White House. What you gonna do? What was your game plan? How did a certain person being in the White House just throw a whole monkey wrench in your idea? And how did the last administration help yours? A lot of y'all just full of shit. Let's call it what it is. A lot of y'all are really just bored with life. A lot of y'all are just really group thinkers. A lot of y'all just really want to jump on a bandwagon and have to be associated with something. How is this changing your life? To be honest, man, a lot of y'all just following suit. A lot of y'all are just following what grandmama and granddaddy did. Oh, well, grandmama and granddaddy sit in front of that television and screamed at it, so that's what I'm going to do too. Mama and grandmama and granddaddy, they've been doing the same bullshit since Reagan was in administration. They ain't done nothing different but complain and whine. At some point, when are y'all going to stop and say, hey, you know what? Why do I give a damn who's in that White House? Of course, there are some things that change. I'm not acting like things don't change. Yeah, the groceries might go up because somebody else is in there. Or taxes might do something. Or war. I mean, there are some things that take place. But those things are going to take place regardless of who's in there or not. The chaos is going to be there regardless of who's in there and who's not. So the thing is, stop focusing on who's in the White House and focus on yourself. I'm always saying put a bubble around yourself, man. Make sure you're right. Make sure you're right. At some point, man, you have to stop caring about that kind of stuff. Like, I can't even imagine myself, and I'm not saying I haven't watched one in my entire life, but I can't imagine me watching a presidential debate. Not saying that they shouldn't be watched. I believe somebody got to watch it. Somebody got to be on top of what's going on. I mean, somebody got to be observing that, I guess. I'm just saying it benefits a man nothing. Like, there are very few people that benefit from who's in that White House. But we got people, we got, everyday people, right? Everyday people, real human, real people that are going to work, doing, real people that are online crying in tears, that are making threats to voters. It's like, bro, like it's almost like watching a movie. It's like nobody steps back and says, man, like look at the systems that's been created. How are people getting so emotionally involved in this? Like a lot of people was talking about, Obama, when Obama was in there, y'all thought this is the thing right here, man. This is the thing right here. A lot of people have, and I want to say savior complex, but it's not a savior complex. It's actually the opposite of a savior complex. But what I'm really trying to say is a lot of y'all are looking for a savior, but it's not a savior complex. A lot of y'all want somebody in position. A lot of y'all want somebody in position that can be responsible for you. That's what it is. A lot of y'all want a daddy. A lot of y'all want, and it goes back to a lot of y'all want a savior, man. You want somebody to come save the day. And I'm gonna tell you this: if they're in that White House, if they're playing the game of politics, their interest, I don't care what side they're on. They're not focused on you, bro. They're not focused on you, sis. I mean, yeah, it might feel good to have somebody in the White House that looks like you. Hell, I could easily say that when Barack Obama was in the White House and I'm thrumming through television and I see Barack in front of the podium, there was a sense that felt good. Like, damn, bro, look just like me, and he the president. Like, damn, that's what's up. But at no point in time did I say, we finna win now because Obama's in there. Didn't shit change? Like my life didn't change. I mean, there might have been a few things like you know, hell, like even when I believe Trump sent a stimulus check, right? And I heard somebody say it this morning on one of those TikTok lives, right? So I mean, you know, like there are some things that politicians do that some others don't, but at the end of the day, we're still the product. So it's like, man, just, you know, give Caesar what's his and keep it moving. So I want y'all all to think about that, man. Like, how will my life change now? How did it affect me directly? Regardless of who's been in there, regardless of who's going in there in January, how is my life affected directly? Ask yourself that question, man, and it'll begin to open up your eyes. It'll begin to open up something that say in your mind that says, you know what, like it's all. This is the thing here, bro. I think a lot of people use politics as, I don't know, I could be wrong, but as some form of like a scapegoat. Because if you're in position and your life isn't what you want it to be, like if you're tripping because the price of broccoli went up 39 cents, if you're tripping because gas went up a extra 15 cents per gallon or whatever it does per gallon, you want to be able to point the finger at somebody else. You want to better say, you know what? Since I couldn't figure out how to gain an extra $1,000 in the last 365 days of my life to make my life an iota better, I got to be able to point it at somebody. Since I don't want to take care of my child and this smaller state-sized entity is telling me I got to pay child support, I want to be able to point it at somebody. How about not having a kid? Or how about not divorcing that man that's not paying child support now? How about instead of complaining about things, find out what you can do to fix yourself and fix your own life? Because I'm gonna tell you, when you focus on that, who's in that White House, it plays no part. It plays absolutely no part. Focus on yourself, man. A lot of people use this as a scapegoat, man, and I'm trying to make sense of it. And I'm asking y'all, somebody please help me. What benefit does it do a man to get that emotionally involved in that? Like somebody help me explain. Somebody help me explain, like for example, if I keep my nose in my own business, I can't tell you, unless it makes big news. Like unless Biden didn't just fell off a stage somewhere, I don't hear about what's going on up in there. Me not focusing on that over the last 4 years, over the last 8 years, my life is still doing what it's gonna do. Like my life is doing what it's doing. My taxes are the same. My livelihood is the same. My so and so the same. Why would I give my emotional energy to that arena? Now, if you look at it as an arena, then you know, if you're looking at it as a form of entertainment, like if you're looking at it as a form of NFL or NBA or a soap opera, or if you're looking at it in a form of WWE, then that's what it is. But when you put your whole existence, when you wake up today and you feel and you see who won the president and you all in your feelings, it's like, bro, what the fuck? like what were you getting ready to do? What were you getting ready to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what play were you getting ready to call? What business plan do you have in place? What were you getting ready to do that it matters on who's in that White House? I got to know. That's what I want y'all to put in the comments. What play were you finna call? And then my thing is this. Okay, if you got such a problem, if you had such a problem with Biden being in there, if you had such a problem with Kamala being the vice president and all this kind of stuff, if you had such a problem with that, if you got such a problem with Trump being in there, if you got such a problem with, and I don't know who his vice president is, whoever he is, being in office, then why do you stay here? Like, in other words, before I want to hear somebody complain over the next 4 years, I'd rather them just leave. Like nobody's keeping you here. There's no rule saying that people got to stay in the United States. If you go to your job tomorrow and they hire a CEO that you just like, oh, I can't take this. He gonna be this. He's a this kind of person, or she's a this kind of person. You know you have the option to leave that job and go to another job. So before you complain for the next 4 years, just dip. Just dip. Like why stay here? It's just wild to me, man. It's just wild. It's just wild. It's just wild. And, to be honest, it I don't know, man. It's just entertaining, bro. If y'all haven't been on TikTok today, go on TikTok. It's hilarious, man, on how people are so worked up. So worked up about who's in the White House. Like, at the end of the day, man, you're still the product. At the end of the day, you're still the one sending, X amount percentage of your pay. You're still working so many hours for free to pay for, the upper echelons way of life, or politicians' way of life, or sending money. I mean, think about it, man. We sending money. That's a whole nother thing, bro. Like, it's just so many red flags in politics. I don't know how nobody would play the game. Like if I'm cutting on the news and they saying we finna send $1 billion or 300 billion or whatever the number is to this foreign country, it's like, did nobody ask me if I want to do that? Like these things go on and y'all just don't understand it, man. I'm the product. I mean, man, there had been a case, and I don't know the whole specifics of it, but I know we've sent money to a certain country, several billions. And it's like, it's just what it is, right? Matter of fact, I just found out yesterday. I just found out yesterday that Trump was a convicted felon. I heard Trump was a convicted felon yesterday. And not only is he able to vote, he's able to run for president. Like, that blows my mind. Again, I still feel no way about him or her, but that blows my mind. I'm like, that don't let y'all know that the whole game is rigged. They said a man is, he got a court date or something coming up. And I'm like, he running for president and nobody's tripping. Nobody's saying, hey, man, there's something about this game that just ain't right. When I got all these brothers and sisters that's done time that can't even vote, you telling me a guy can run for president? It's just wild, man. It's WWE to me. It's a soap opera to me, man. And again, I'm not saying people shouldn't participate in it, because in real life, people watch soap operas. People watch NFL. People watch NBA. These are all forms of the Roman Empire's entertainment, right? But don't get emotionally involved in it. Like I say, I think some people should be involved in politics. Like, it's just one of those games of life that people play. People get involved in. I think it's a beautiful sport to play. A beautiful sport to compete in. To be a politician, whether on whatever level. I think it's a beautiful sport to want to be an athlete. But you won't see, you shouldn't see anybody you shouldn't see people getting worked up over the Cowboys losing. You got people online breaking TVs, and you got people fighting other fans because of a sporting event. You gotta understand, man, it's all a distraction, bro. It's all a distraction. And again, I'm not saying don't play the game, but brothers, sisters, don't get so intertwined in it where it's messing up your emotional state. Don't do that. But all I'm asking y'all to do for me is to ask yourself, how is your life going to change? How did your life change? Like what were you able to do over the last 4 years that you can't do now, or vice versa? How will your life change now?